Boston, Massachusetts, the destination for the Warriors. One of the all-time greats to be sure, and still at the height of his game. Stephen Curry aiming to put on a show and lead his team as they get pumped up before the tip-off against the Celtics. Warriors, Celtics, up next. Back in a moment. Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Hall of Famer Doris Burke, and another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, from the sidelines. And now the Golden State Warriors starters. Up front, it's Green at the 4 with Jackson Davis at the 5. Dixon is out there with Curry, and it's Butler in at the 3. And for Boston, White in at shooting guard with Brown playing small forward. The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. And it's Holiday in at the point guard position. And on paper, Greg, this might seem like a potential blowout, but anything can happen in this NBA.
Kevin, we see upsets happen all the time. It's what makes the sport great. You can't take any team or game for granted.
Here's Dixon. And it's off from three-point range. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. This game against Golden State is the first time they've met this season.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Well, a year ago, there was a big gap in talent between the 2 teams. But changes are always made, and we'll see how they match up this time around.
And when Porzingis goes to work inside, Doris, there are not a lot of answers for his size.
We know, Kevin, obviously, that post-ups become less and less a part of the game, but still an important one opportunistically. And you talk about efficiency in the post, that is Kristaps Porzingis. But not only that, the mid-range game is there, the three-point game is there, and the defense is there.
Brown, no good. Golden State's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. I spoke with the Celtics head coach a little bit ago, and we talked about facing off against Jimmy Butler. The coach said, you have to compete. No one in the league plays harder than Jimmy. He's a guy who gives his all on both ends, so you can't take one possession off. Jimmy Butler, truly a two-way star. Guys?
Okay, David, thanks. The Warriors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Dixon passes to Curry. Inside, Porzingis with the block.
A swat by Porzingis, that wingspan, letting you know he's in the house.
Here's Holiday. Tatum with it. Now Green defending. Now White. Got a piece of it. 6 to shoot. Here's Tatum, good on the 7-footer.
Well, you see the effectiveness of Jason Tatum in close. Don't sleep on both his strength and his length.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Porzingis with the block.
Boy, the offensive flow just isn't there right now. 1 for 5 to start the game.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Brown finds Holiday. Outside Tatum. No good on the three.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
To the paint. Porzingis with the steal. On the wing, Holiday. A three-pointer, no good. The Warriors trailing. Here's Dixon. Against Washington, he was really on his game.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Outside Holiday sinks the triple.
Holiday is a guy that was his physique. He can put it on the deck and drive, but I love when he spaces the floor with his shooting.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Break since reaching 5 consecutive NBA Finals. The Warriors have missed the playoffs 3 of the past 5 years.
And to be fair, they did go 46-36 last season. They were 10 games over 500 last year. So they weren't a bad team, but Golden State doesn't just expect to be in the play-in. They want to be a contender.
How good are the handles of Stephen Curry? Well, they open the doors early so people can get a look at it. Woo-hoo, that's nice.
It's White on the wing. Tatum kicks to Brown. Nice ball movement by Boston. Holiday, the pass to Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Warriors trail by 4. Curry is inside, guarded by Holiday. Here's Dixon. It's good. Dixon's got his second basket of the night.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Holiday, the pass to Brown. Kept alive by Boston. White, good.
This is what we talk about with Derek White, doing a little bit of everything. Offensive rebound, put back, you bet.
Pass to Dixon. And it's White with the rebound. Well, it was the Boston Celtics, their last game, a loss to the Hawks in Atlanta.
What a duel that was. Exciting all the way to the end. Really a shame someone had to walk away with an L.
I'll tell you, overtime games usually are special, and this one qualified for that. But both teams absolutely gassed at the end.
Warriors trail by 4. Here's Dixon. He's got 5. And Curry has it in the corner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They get the rebound.
And I'll tell you, they're going to need more from this guy if they're going to cut into this deficit.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
We know that Jason Tatum is a gamer. This guy willing to take punishment on his way to the cup.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And, you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
Here's Dixon. Curry on the wing. Lets it go from deep. Jason Tatum grabs the ball.
Well, it isn't for a lack of effort when it comes to getting up to three-pointers, but not much to show for it. He's going to lose the green light here very early in this game if this keeps up.
Just sense the confidence Drew Holiday has, ready to shoot off the catch.
Here's Dixon. Good, and Curry gets the assist. That's now 8 points for Smooth.
And how about the payback there, guys? You do you, I do me.
Oh, you love to see the competitive fire, a little bit of pride at stake.
Now here is Holiday. He's coming off a 13-point game against Atlanta. Tatum dishes to White. Dixon grabs the rebound.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Tatum with it. Now Green defending. Tatum kicks to Porzingis. Back to Tatum. On the wing, Brown. Passes it to Holiday. Warriors with the rebound. Dixon's got 4 rebounds in this game. Holiday with the block.
This is one of the great defenders of his generation, Drew Holiday. Send it back twice on the pipes.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Timeout called the Warriors. And we all here talk about Drew Holiday's defense. But you know, Doris, he is much more than that. You've said it countless times. Warriors trail by 4. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Dixon is out there with Stephen Curry. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then it's Trace Jackson Davis. And it's Santos in at the 4. Brown with it. Last game out, 36 points for him. Here's Pritchard. Back to Brown. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Tatum. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Jackson Davis.
You know, Doris, from the moment Jason Tatum entered the NBA, he has been the guy on his team. How big a burden do you think that is for a player to carry?
Well, Jason Tatum, regardless of how much responsibility he has always worn it gracefully. This young man, from the time he was a little kid in St. Louis, has dreamed of leading an NBA team. He is doing exactly that.
Back to Curry. Fires for 3. Curry making it look so easy.
Well, pre-shot preparation and being ready on the catch, that is Stephen Curry in a nutshell.
Celtics leading by 3. And here's White. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Brown, no good. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Dixon. Makes a fantastic move and nails the shot. Dixon's got 10 points in the game.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Well, there's plenty of scorers on the Celtics, but Jason Tatum says, I'm going to get my shots. It's just about trusting the process. From experience, I understand that I'm good enough that I can relax and defer a little bit. Then in the 4th, I can score 20 in the quarter. Kevin, he sounds like he's figured it all out.
Thank you so much. You know, he can take over at any time, and it's fun to watch. D.A., we thank you for that. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Right off the bat, they're going after the ball, looking to jump into the passing lanes and create some steals in transition.
You know, also, they've been incredible on the fast break, taking those chances, playing with great pace.
Outside Tatum. The Warriors pull it in. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
But how about the job they got from their bench? That productivity was a major part of the outcome.
Well, Greg, Boston didn't just win the title. They won their 18th NBA championship in style.
No series went more than 5, going 16-3 in the postseason, Kevin. Half of those wins were by 15 or more. The Celtics really weren't even challenged during that title run.
And the first one drops. For years, it seemed like the league was going to go smaller. But lately, Greg, it seems like size is back in fashion.
Yeah, I mean, look at the MVP award, right? Centers and Jokic and Embiid winning it recently. Even Giannis, you know, I wouldn't consider him small. And just overall around the NBA, it feels like bigger teams are having more success.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Tatum, no good.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
That's it, and the Celtic lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Green.
Well, we know that Draymond Green spends a lot of time facing up beyond the arc, but this mid-range is available too.
And here's Brown outside. They get it again.
I love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Here's Dixon. Good. Dixon's got 14.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Right the pass to Porzingis. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. They get Stephen Curry.
There's a reason people call Kristaps Porzingis the unicorn. A 7-foot big man, but boy, what a sweet shooter he is.
Line for 2 shots.
And both free throws good for Porzingis.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Butler kicks to Green. Here's Dixon. 14 points for him. Nails the baby hook. Dixon's got 8 here in the quarter.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And the way the Celtics can attack teams' doors with their 5-out set, it's impossible to fully defend it.
Kevin, there is so much space on the floor because they have shooters at every single position and guys who balance that shooting with an ability to get off the dribble drive. This is as good an offense as we've seen.
White finds Tatum. Here's Keita. The pass to White. Shot clock at 6. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And Curry has it in the corner. Pass to Dixon. Shoots over White. Dixon's shot is off. The Celtics with the lead. Brown inside. Curry meets him. And here's Porzingis for a 3. Green with the rebound. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for Golden State. Their next game is in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. And that game will be 4 out of 5 on the road for the team.
He has that confidence rolling, hitting 2 threes in the first, but he hasn't had one since.
Wasted no time on that one. And the Celtics lead by 4.
Sweet little mid-range from Jaylen Brown. That 3-level scoring coming into play.
Curry passes to Dixon. And again, no good by Golden State.
No idea why he's attempting so many outside shots. It's not his day, and he needs to either look to drive or get it to an open teammate.
Brown drives in. Stolen away. Curry with it. Picked up by Brown. Good! Curry, so dangerous in transition.
Boy, his hustle and his acceleration makes Steph Curry such an excellent open floor player. This guy has the ability to finish on the break time and time again.
White finds Porzingis. Butler against Tatum. Brown inside the line. It's hauled in by Jackson Davis. Jackson Davis has got 7 rebounds in the game.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Boy, it's incredible how much explosive scoring ability can come from the lead guard position. That is a big-time play.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Different look here for the Warriors. Kevon Looney is checked in for Trace Jackson Davis. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. The Warriors on top. They're up by 1. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Draymond Green. Draymond, big front court on the other team. Was the game plan to make them adjust to you?
Absolutely. We know their size is what they were going to bank on. Pull them away from the rim a little bit. We were able to knock some shots down.
You look comfortable, and they did not. Thanks a lot, Draymond. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. They only had a couple rough stretches, and as the first period came to a close, they had a 4-point deficit. They came together in the second period and managed to claw their way to a 1-point lead. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
The bench unit was an essential part of the puzzle in the first half. They really stepped it up in a big way, and that helped out. Now the starters can appreciate not having to carry the load on their own.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Celtics?
They need to play with better energy on D. Some of these guys were going to sleep out there. Anyway, they've allowed over 50 possessions. Gave us way too many open looks. I'm sure they hear that in the locker room. Maybe they'll come out angry.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.